I'm making a change today. The liquor been taking the pain away. I heard you was giving your chain away. That's kind of like giving your fame away. What's wrong with you? I sit in a box where the owners.
Yo, what's up, broskies? Keanu coming at you with another deck profile. I think the first one of these, at the time of the release of this video, I think the previous one with the little trap trick package has already been uploaded, but this is my current zombie list. I performed a whole lot better with this one. I've made like some pretty different changes, running no traps, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. Remember, like the video if you like the video, comment down below for more content, deck profile, stuff like that, and consider subscribing. Push to that 500 sub mark. So I'm gonna start out 2 Doom King, just main deck. I've thought about testing this online. It's pretty easy. Like, Doom King is just super easy to access. Like now, he's always been pretty easy to access. If you take your Glow Up Blooms, your Banshee plays, all that stuff. Even the just dumping him in grave is like pretty much going to guarantee he's on the field the following standby phase. But obviously monster negate and a banish, a non-targeting banish at that, so that's pretty amazing. And he's a level 8, helps you go into like pretty nice rank 8 plays. But yeah, only 2 of those. Probably wouldn't bump it up to 3, although I don't know, I would like 3. Triple Banshee. If you've been a member of this channel for quite some time, like we always like swore by two Banshee. So we would run like 2 Banshee, 3 Zombie World, stuff like that. But now I'm like completely maxing out on her. She's just crazy. She's like walking floodgate. She's also protection for your Zombie World. She's a decent normal summon, like really not that bad. Double Glow Up Bloom. This is pretty much it for the Horde package. I've considered running triple because there's like there's more like level 5 or higher targets to special summon since the releases card. Prior to that, you're just going to get Doom King, but now with new support, there's other things you can go into. But if you're not familiar, if this is into the graveyard while Zombie World's on the field, you special summon a level 5 or lower, level 5 or higher zombie monster from your deck. If Zombie World's not face up, which is almost never going to happen, you just add it to your hand. This is the standard generic zombie package. So 3 Unizombie. This has pretty much been standard in every zombie list since this card came out. You can target 1 face-up monster in your field, discard 1 card. And if you do increase that target's level by 1, this deck can do some pretty crazy synchro plays and Xyz plays. This deck's just kind of nuts going into the extra deck. Also, he's a walking Foolish Burial, so that's why instead of running 3, we're basically running 6 with a Shiranui Solitaire. As you can tell, there's already like a lot of normal summons in the deck, but I'll kind of explain some of the things when I get to the extra deck. But Shiranui is basically your turboing into your Unizombie. Very rarely you'll like go into the Glow Up Bloom, but most of the time it's gonna be Unizombie. Triple Mizuki, mainly because like I burned through 2 of these, like going first quite often and like super easy, and then you can recycle it back with your Omega. Mizuki is just crazy. You just want access to it. Of course, you don't want normal summon it, but there's ways to get it out of your hand. There's ways to get it out of your deck. Super easy. And this isn't once per turn, so you just keep on removing it, especially on a zombie. You just keep playing. Double Gozuki. I see a lot of people run 3. This card's like super expensive for like no reason. I tried, like, you can run 3. Like 3 is fine, but I don't know. 2's better. 2's pretty crazy. But this one's your Foolish Burial also. And then if it's sent to the graveyard, you can banish another zombie card in your graveyard, especially summon a zombie card from your hand. So it like unbricks, like if you have some big ass zombies in your hand, which it's not like you run many, like it helps to get those on the field. Also, if you have like bigger zombies in your hand, like that also help you extend it to more plays. It's super helpful. But 2 is good, like 3 is fine. I don't know, I just like playing 2. This is their newest support, zombie support, Chang-Chi the Spirito. If you're not familiar with this card, it's essentially like another like Gozuki. Basically during the main phase, you can send 1 zombie monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard. So it's just insane. Like a lot of times, like if I just open up like the absolute like nuts, like Unizombie, like completely uninterrupted, like I'll there's times like I'll send like the Banshee out of my hand or something like that, or send Banshee from deck, like Bloom to get Chang-Chi, then Chang-Chi to dump the Doom King, and then you link it into your plays like that. Super silly the things like you can do with this card. Also, if this card is banished, you can banish 1 zombie monster from your graveyard. Suppose summon this card, but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves it filled. The bottom of the deck doesn't really matter because, like I said, Bloom gives you like crazy access to this card, but it's nice that it recurs itself in that way. 1 Jacobolan. If I could find my second copy, I'd probably cut something to like add to. This is like a pretty like amazing like zombie extender, in my opinion. So, that's why I would definitely run 2. 1, it's an extender because it's just special summon like monster, and then like it unbricks your hand. Like Doom King in the hand is like a pretty like nasty brick to me. Also, if you have like Banshee in hand, if you have Banshee Jacobolan, like you can discard the Banshee, summon the Jacobolan, like do stuff like that. Go ahead and set up your zombie role play. This is just pretty crazy to have access to, honestly. Also, during your opponent's main phase, you can quick effect target 1 zombie monster in either graveyard. If zombie rolls up, everything's a zombie. Special summon that monster, will banish it when it leaves the field. The banish just face up card until the end phase. Crazy. It's just crazy. So it's also a grave disruption to some degree. But yeah, definitely if I could find my other copies, I would definitely bump it up to 2. Danger Mothman, for the couple years we've had this channel, the few zombie decks we've uploaded, we've played like massive danger packages. I don't know if there will ever be a profile where I don't include like some type of danger. I like the big ones, like I like Bigfoot because it outs like floodgates, and I like Thunderbird because it like pops back rows, stuff like that. Thunderbird pops back rows, like Bigfoot gets rid of monsters and stuff like that. But I like Mothman because it's just a level 4. Like worst case scenario, it's just like a dark world dealing. Like best case scenario, you're getting like a free body, you're setting something up in grave, and you're drawing a card. Just 2 though, like 2's completely fine. It's almost like running a 38 card deck. There's a 40 card main deck, but all the cards that like, you know, help you turbo through, like your Banshees help you turbo, like Gozuki, Spirito, it just like dumps cards. Like it really like helps like form your deck. It just helps you burn through it pretty easily. Hand traps, gotta run 3 Ash. It's a zombie, so in your opponent's turn, you know, if you activate Ash while Doom King's on the field, that like you can trigger your Doom King, banish one of their cards. It's a zombie, so if they use Ash on an established Doom King board, you can just negate their Ash because it's a zombie monster. Pretty crazy how like all that works. And then Ghost Mourner, Moonlit Chill, pretty much for the same reason. It's really amazing. Like it's basically Effect Veiler on special summon, and then it burns them if it leaves the field. Also, it's a zombie monster, so easily they could special summon something, you Ghost Mourner, then chain, you know, activate your Doom King later in the turn, banish their card. So they're getting burned, effect negated, just pretty sick card. Also, both of these are tuners, that comes up sometimes. Triple Zombie World, the Floodgate in a field spell. All monsters on the field in the graveyards become zombie monsters. Neither player contributes some monsters except for zombie monsters. When I was playing True Draco, like this was like the bane of like my existence. Zombie World would come down and I would just scoop, because you can't activate your spells off of it because you know you tribute over spells to pop back, or you can't really do that. Yeah, this card's insane. Basically 4 Zombie World, 7 including the Banshees if you want to count it like that. 3 super poly. I really don't know what to say. This just kind of like breaks boards. If you have to, this is like probably the best going second card in the deck. You know, other than your hand traps, of course. You just suck up their board. I only play two targets. I might consider putting Mud Dragon in if I can make space, but I use the zombie fusion and I use the starving venom. Those are the most relevant. Triple tactic talent. I mean, it's draw 2, take control of opponent's monster, or look at their hand and rip one. It's just insane. Perfect. Like they hand trap you. You just keep going. Foolish Burial. I was always told like Foolish Burial is not like good like in zombie decks, but I feel like it complete like a Foolish Burial, like a resolved Foolish Burial in this deck like can completely unlock like your hands. There's no like to me, I could go through test hands, but there's no like really like true like like 1 or 2 card combos. I think this like deck is like super like intuitive and like the lines diverge like pretty easily, but triple tactics definitely helps like open up your hand and help you play through hand traps. Now going on to the extra deck, a lot of these are standard, like double Vampire Sucker. You know, pretty standard play is like just you know, end on Vampire Sucker, Zombie World, hopefully like a super poly in the back row, and then during your opponent's standby phase, you know, as long as they don't have anything that's gonna like keep your Doom King from sticking. Doom King returns, Zombie World, I mean Vampire Sucker gets you a draw. Hopefully you're drawn into a hand trap like Ash or something like that. But Vampire Sucker is great, helps you dig in your deck more. Vindred Savior, Foolish Burial during damage step, which is insane. You can dump Doom King during the, if you haven't had access to it already, you can dump Doom King. Their card will be, the monster will lose like that amount of attack times 200 times their stars. So they're taking 1600 to their monster, and then you're getting access to your Doom King. So this card's pretty nice. Really, I mean, anytime you can add an additional Foolish Burial, that's great. Cypher Lord Lambda, only because I was playing like the Gamma package. So that's pretty much it for that. Hope Harbinger. This card's pretty insane to add on. I mean, end on. You just attach your spell when they activate it. Dingirsu, super easy to go into. Non-targeting removal, protection. Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, super easy card to go into level 8. These are like aren't as easy. I mean, you can still end on them like turn 1. They aren't as easy as when we were basically running this as like a rank 8 spam deck. When we were running like basically triple Thunderbird 2, we were running like 2 Bigfoot, even running like an Agapogo just to get those extra level 8s. But you're not ending on like on multiple of these anymore, but I mean, you just kind of pick. Baguska, because it just rips through like a lot of the current meta, especially at our locals. It kind of shits on branded, just can't activate their fusion effects. And then you just kill them on the crackback. But this is pretty nice. Almost all your cards are level 4. 1 Chaos Ruler Chaotic Magical Dragon. I personally don't see anybody running this. I think it's pretty zesty because it's super easy to get into. Like you can, you know, set up your Unizombie. So a lot of times, if like my hand's like really like janky and like I'm trying to figure it out, I'll Unizombie himself to make him a level 4. Then I'll dump like dump a Mizuki, use Mizuki probably to revive back level 4, and then go into Chaos, the Chaotic Magical Dragon. Because you can add, so if you like mill the top 5, you excavate the type 5, you can just take like your Banshee or something like that, or any dark card you rip off of it, and then send the rest to the grave. And then you know, it can cause like a pretty big chain. Like if Bloom hits the grave at the same time as like Banshee, obviously that's insane because you can chain link 1 Bloom, chain link 2 Banshee, Zombie World comes down, and then you know, your Doom King will come out, and then that's 2 level 8, so you can go immediately into like your Hope Harbinger or your Dengirsu, or you can go straight into Vampire Sucker, do stuff like that. But it really like sets up your graveyard plays. Red Eye Zombie Dragon Lord. This card's pretty cool. I rarely go into it, mainly because it's like a level 10, and it's definitely more like a win more card. But during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you target 1 zombie monster in your graveyard, except this card, special summon it. If this card is in your graveyard, banish 1 zombie monster you control, special summon this card. You can only use each effect once per turn. Like, it's fine, it's big. There's better cards to go into, but I feel like you have to include it. Skeletal Dragon Felgrand. Almost never use this card's effect, like in testing, like on Yugioh Pro and Dueling Nexus, stuff like that. I don't really use its effects like that. I just kind of do it to style a little bit, especially because it's new. But if this card is special summon, you can target 1 monster in your opponent, one monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard, banish it. If a monster is special summoned from either graveyard while this monster is face up on the field, you can target 1 other face up monster on the field and negate its effects until the end of this turn. So a whole lot of potential right there, especially if you're going second and you've like played through all their stuff. Sideframe Lord Omega. This card is like insane in zombies. It always has been. It literally recycles back your Mizukis during their standby phase. I don't think a lot of people like remember what this card does. So obviously during the main phase, it's a quick effect. You can banish both this face-up card from the field and 1 random card from your opponent's hand. So like, I know this card is 1 because you can do this like crazy hand loop. You can just keep on synchroing, like rip cards out of their hands. But once per turn during your standby phase, during your opponent's standby phase, you can target 1 banished card, return it to the graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 other card in your graveyard, shuffle both that card and this card from the graveyard into the deck. So your Mizukis are always going to be banished. Like I said, I'll burn through like 2-3 of them, like even going turn 1, and you just keep recycling. So you're always going to have access to your Mizukis, which is insane. Mortal Dragon. During your main phase, you can send 1 zombie monster from your deck to your graveyard, and if you do, this card's level becomes the difference in the original levels of that monster. And this card, I rarely go into this, but like I can see like how, like, you know, like I've been saying, like Foolish Bear like completely opens this up. When your zombie monster is destroyed by battle, while this card's in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So it is a little nice like zombie synchro tuner. It just makes it easy to go into, especially if you were trying to make like a Dragon Lord push. Like, of course, you can dump something to make this level 2 and then synchro into, like, you know, with your Doom King. Draco Necro Nether Soul. This card's like silly, can't be destroyed. Well, first be fusion summon. Monsters cannot be destroyed by battle with this card. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled a monster that has an original level, that monster's attack becomes 0. Also, if that monster is still face up on the field, special summon 1 Dark Soul token, attack and defense, question mark. When summoned, its level and attack become the equal in the original level and attack of that monster. Really don't do much with this other than super poly. So a lot of times if I'm going second, like I'll establish my zombie world, super poly, then get access to my Doom King. That's a rank 8 right there. Not saying like you use Doom King exclusively for rank 8 plays. You know, sometimes you can super poly. If you can get access to your chaotic magical dragon, you can overlay them, keep going. But and the last one, like I said earlier, Starving Venom, just another great super poly target. But that's pretty much it for this one. I've been like labbing this like quite a bit. I know this, like none of this is probably standard other than like the zombie cards that have always existed, but this is like how I've, you know, been liking to play it, and I've had some pretty good success. Like a couple locals in a row. I've been finishing like X1, X2. So I mean, this is just a deck I like a lot. But let me know in the comments what you would change. Like the video if you like the video. Please consider subscribing, push us to that 500 sub mark, please, and we'll see you next time.